FA Cup final. And Hatchin! What a magnificent goal!
Good evening and welcome to All Things Sky Blue, IMO, in my opinion, with obviously yours truly, myself, Stuart Rendell, part of the All Things Sky Blue team. As always, it's scrolling along our ticker, where you can find us, Twitter, X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We are on YouTube. Please go and like and subscribe. As always, this is in my opinion, but please send your messages, your comments, your questions about last season, about this season, about transfers, anything that you want to say, I will put up and I will obviously give my opinion. Just a few formalities as well, really. We are sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications. He can do your steel fabrication work up and down the country, but mainly in the Coventry and Warwickshire area. We're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar and the Sky Blue Tavern, where I am tonight, and I have had food tonight. It is lovely food. So if you've never been to the Sky Blue Tavern, there's good memorabilia down at the bottom and there's a nice room up the top as well. But the food is lovely. So if you want any food, this is the place to come. English and Indian food as well. Beautiful. Really nice. And also we are in association with Sky Blue Ladies. Beg your pardon. And also, I can firmly reveal that we are now partnered with, associated with, teamed up with the Sports Social Network. So more on that to come later on in the season as well. But yeah, we're teamed up with them as well, which is really good for us. So again, as always, put your comments into the comment section. Ask me anything, and I will try and I will give my honest opinion. And obviously, it is only my opinion, so you may differ. So please send your comments in, and we can talk about anything, literally anything. We are available. Obviously, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. So if anybody went to Sunderland last season, I'd love to hear your comments on that as well. We've got a lot of people watching, but nobody commenting, which is fine. I'm happy to ramble on. So, Oliver Smith has put the first one in, and thoughts on Ismail Reese rumour. I think it would be a good signing if we got him over the line. He is one that I have looked at and I've targeted myself, really. There will be more videos coming out in terms of transfers and our thoughts on transfers and things like that as well. But Oliver, ML Reese, yeah, I like him. I think he'll be a good signing. But we are, he has been linked with, I think it's Sheffield United as well. Glenn Watkin, I'm going to put this one up, Glenn, just because... he said he hates Ballard. I understand why. If anybody went to the Sunderland, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Transfer rumours, how you're feeling next season, and things like that. So please send them in. If you want me to do any shout-outs, I'm happy to do that as well. Glenn said at least Sheffield United bottled it at Wembley. Yeah, I didn't particularly want either of them to go up, if I'm honest. I would have preferred it to be us, obviously. But I'm glad Wilder didn't get to go up. I'm not overly keen on Wilder. Just because I think he's a bit, I don't know, he just seems a bit cocky to me, just the way he comes across. I may be wrong, but I don't like him, just the way he comes across sometimes. So I'm glad that he didn't go up. And it was nice that Hamer and O'Hare obviously didn't go up either. So it's one of them. They were on Facebook. Lee Beckett, thank you very much, on YouTube. Thoughts on Doug generating 15 million investment from shares sales to himself. Thoughts on... to be fair, I was just leaving work and I saw something on this, so I haven't read it fully in detail. if somebody can come back to me with what it actually says, and I can try and give my opinion, because I haven't read it. So it would be wrong for me to say anything that I haven't read fully. So, yeah, on that one. When I read it, because I will be doing one of these again throughout the season and throughout pre-season as well. So if I get to read it on the next one, if you ask me the question again, hopefully I'll have a bit more of a take on it. But thoughts on Doug generating 15 million of investment from share sales to himself? Does that mean that he's given it to himself? Or does that mean that he's put in 15 million of his own money from the shares that we've generated? I don't know. Again, like I said, I haven't really read it. So, like I said, it would be wrong for me to say too much on that. Colin on YouTube as well. What do you think of the family season tickets going up? Well, I know a few people that are in the family stand, and they have said that they're quite happy about it. So, look, to get the better players, things have to go up eventually, even for kids and things like that. So do I like it? Yes, because it means that we're generating more money, and hopefully we can generate and get better players like Emil Rees and like others that we've been linked to as well, like Kessler Hayden and other players. It would just be nice to have, and like I said, everything's got to go up. I know it's hard, cost of living and all that, but we've also got to make money, and we've got to start getting better. So I don't think it's gone up by that much, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I think it will be. I think it's okay. It is my honest answer. Ben on YouTube, thank you, Ben. Thoughts on pre-season games announced so far? Well, the real bettest one is obviously probably the one that stands out at the moment, at home as well. They've just lost to Chelsea in the Conference League final. I know a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of comments saying they're hoping Anthony is still there so we can get our own back on him for what he did in the semi-final against Man United, with him cupping his ears. So yeah, that would be nice as well. Chrissy Foster, hi. Thank you very much on Facebook. Peter on Facebook, Peter Doolan. I went to Sunderland and thought we would just never took our chances, especially right with that header. Yeah, people that listen to me all the time on this and on our Twitter space. Sunday night, by the way, this Sunday on X will be our Twitter space. Please, come on to that as well and have a listen and try and get your say on that as well. Yeah, we didn't. To be fair, though, there was only one team that wanted to win it, and that was us. They caught us on the break in the first leg. Obviously, bad mistake by Milan. But there was only one team that wanted to win it in my eyes, and that was us. It just so happened that we didn't quite make it. But I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason. So hopefully we can kick on next year and really, really go for it. I am optimistic. I know I've kind of given my league position, but it does change. It changes daily whenever we're linked to somebody else, if I'm honest. I went to Sunderland as well, and it was just heartbreaking. And I was on CWR on Monday as well, and it's just, it was me and Ben, and it was just hard. It was hard to take, and the silence said it all. And they were loud. They were really loud. For how loud they were, we were ultimately quiet. Ross on Facebook said, we will go all the way next year, PUSB. Hopefully, Ross, I'm hopefully with you. Sky Blue Sam, thank you very much. Is EMC the first choice left wing back now? Yeah, left winger now. Yes, he is. I believe he is. Unless we get somebody else, unless we buy somebody else or get somebody else on loan, I would say yes at the moment. Wowsy43 on X, thank you very much. Who do you think needs to go out of the team forward line and back line? Good question, Wellesley. Like that. For me, Haji Wright goes, probably. I would only keep Sims ahead of Haji because of his age. Sims is only, 22, 23? When Vic came, Vic wasn't the finished article and he was 24 when we got him. So there is an opportunity for Sims to get better. Haji Wright should be at his peak. And for me, I've said it before and I said it on CWR, Haji Wright is a little bit too lazy for me. And I think that goes to show in the playoff semi-finals that we had against Sunderland. I just don't think he put enough work in, especially at the Stadium of Light. So for me, Haji Wright goes. I would like to see more of Bissett. I think he will go out on loan, but we'll have to wait and see. Brandon Thomas-Asante, question marks on him, but he is a good impact player. He can give you something different up top. Back line, Binks hasn't, look, we were expecting a little bit more of Binks and he hasn't really done much. So maybe Binks goes out the back line and we get a couple of new central defenders. If Milan goes, we're going to need 2. If Milan stays, we need at least another 1 anyway. And I think Bidwell goes. I know he's only just signed a contract since Lampard's been in, but I do think Bidwell may go. Look, Doug King's clever. He's signed all these players on deals. Hopefully, if they do go, to get some money from them. So we'll have to wait and see. So that's who I think. And obviously, if you're including the goalkeeper in that back line, for me, we probably keep Wilson, unless you think that Bowell's going to be good enough. Then we, third choice or second choice would be Wilson until Dovin comes back. But I think we get a first team goalkeeper in, because there is no guarantees that Dovin comes back in December or January. It's going to take him time to get his fitness up anyway, so he might not be back until March, April, March time. A lot of the season's gone. So I think we don't go for a loan. We go for another number 1 goalkeeper. And then when Dobbin's back, they fight it out for that number 1 shirt. That's what I believe anyway. Sky Blue Sam again. Surprised by departure of Taylor from club. Yeah, that woman was announced that was from PSG. And then Taylor, we found out that Taylor was going as well. So, yeah, a little bit surprised. Is there going to be somebody else coming in? Nobody knows. It was a little bit of a surprise. I think he's done a bit of good work behind the, you don't really see what's gone on behind the scenes, but everything seems to be going okay, doesn't it? So will things change behind the scenes now a little bit? Don't know. But this woman's got a great pedigree. Excuse me, I can't remember her name. But yeah, she seems really, really good. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get on with that. Ross Timlin, we need the extra cash. I presume that's about the increase to the family tickets. Glenn said, which game are you looking forward to next season? Obviously, the M69 derby. We've got the Birmingham derby. We owe Wrexham one as well. I'd love to get one over on Wrexham and keep them quiet if we can. Sheffield United, for obvious reasons. But yeah, look, there's going to be a lot of good games next year, and it's going to be a really, really hard season. It's going to be long hold. So I know we say it all the time, and we say it every season. But next year, for me, is going to be really, really difficult. So hopefully, if we can start quicker, I think that's the important thing. If we can start quicker and get a couple of wins under our belts, and keep that momentum going, then we should be okay. But we've got to start quicker than they have the past 3 seasons, because we all know that we've started so slowly. We've got to get that quicker start, really. Mark Smith on Facebook, thank you very much. Which players would you happily sell to generate income in addition to Doug's 15 million? I think I would be happy for Sheaf to go if we got some good money for Sheaf. He's only got a year left on his contract, I think. I would reluctantly sell Milan, I think. Hadji Wright, I would let go as well. Glenn's just put on about the GoFundMe page, which I'll put on there. And Glenn just said, just want to send my best wishes to the Shaw family after their sad news this week. And wholeheartedly, that comes from All Things Sky Blue as well. And there is a GoFundMe page. The link's on there. We will put the link up on the All Things Sky Blue site as well. So you can look on there as well for that. So I'll leave that up for a little bit longer if anybody wants that. Mark said, any summer guests appearing on at All Things Sky Blue? Hopefully one or two. We may, I'm not going to say too much, but yes, there's a few coming up, hopefully, that we might have in the pipeline. But I'm not going to say too much, just in case they don't come off. And not as always, but a couple of years ago, we did a transfer videos, and we went through the team and each position by position. So we're recording the first one next week, which I'll mention to the people that are involved in that as well. We are doing goalkeepers and the fullbacks, the left back and right back. So we're going to talk about the positions that we've got now and talk about the transfers that we would like to happen. And we're not in the know. We don't know anything. These are just our opinion of the transfers that we would like. And yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. So have a look for that. Have a look out for that as well. Connor Catlow, thank you very much on Facebook. Predictions on where we will place. Well, like I said to you earlier on, I don't know whether you were in or not, but I said it changes daily with who we're linked to. So at the start of the season, straight after the season, I said that we would finish outside the top six. But players that we've been linked to in terms of Kessler Hayden, Emil Rees now as well. If we get some of these people over the line, because we still haven't made any signings yet, we've only released people at the moment. So yeah, I think I'm going to say top six. I'm going to say we're going to finish top six. Depending if we get over the line. We've been linked to some good players, but look, until they've, like I said last year, until I've seen the handshake with Frank Lampard and Doug King, I'm not going to believe anything that I see or hear. I might get a little bit worked up sometimes, but I'm not going to get too carried away. Danny S. White, thank you very much, Danny, on Facebook. Thoughts on Wright being offered to clubs in Turkey? Happy for me. You know my thoughts on this, Danny. You know, we talk a little bit as well, and we talk obviously on the Twitter space. And for me, I've said it for 2 seasons. You know, even when he scored the 19 goals and him and Sim scored 19 goals, I said it that season as well, that he's too lazy. And his goals covered up a lot. Fair enough, he did score goals. Can't take that away from him. And on his day, he is brilliant. You know, Sunderland hat-trick, he was brilliant. Against Oxford, he was brilliant. And he's had a couple of other games. But I can probably say on one hand how many brilliant games he's had. He hasn't had that many, if I'm honest. And when he's poor, you know, you just see his laziness come in and you just see it a little bit more as well. So for me, if we got anywhere close to what we paid for him, I would probably let him go. And hopefully we can get somebody else over the line. But like I said, out of the 2, Sims and Wright, I would keep Sims just because of his age, really, more than anything. And he's still got that time to develop. On YouTube, Colin Branfield, thank you very much. Do you think we get a goalkeeper on loan till Dovin is back? I think it's an option, most definitely. I don't particularly want a loan keeper. I want us to have a number one because we don't know when Dobbin's going to be back. I know people are saying that it's Christmas, but then he's got to get fit. And are you going to want to switch and swap goalkeepers around? I would rather just go for another number one goalkeeper. And then when Dovi comes back, have him fight out for the number one place. I know it's probably not what they're going to do, but that's what I would prefer, is the honest answer. Sky Blue Sam, Sheaf, sell or keep? I'm probably going to say sell, just because of his injury record isn't the greatest. If you can keep, if we could guarantee keeping Sheaf fit for 90% of the season, then I would keep him. But we can't. So I think we need to cash in while he's fit, because he'll probably get injured during pre-season and then we won't be able to sell him. Wowsy on X, thank you very much. I'd get a replacement for Bobby Thomas. Too many mistakes. Benchman, yes, new goalie. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Nicola Ibbison is the new lady that's come in from PSG and other clubs, other top European clubs as well. Ben said, who does the best? Who does the best? Wrexham, Birmingham or Charlton? What do you mean, Ben? Sorry. And out of Southampton and Leicester. Who does the best? Oh, okay. I've got you now. Who does the best? Wrexham, Birmingham or Charlton and Southampton and Leicester. Well, I think you've mentioned Ipswich as well. I think Ipswich do the best out of the teams that have come down. Who does the best? Wrexham, Birmingham, Charlton. That one's a difficult one. You know what? I hate to say it, but I think Birmingham will. I think Birmingham will do better out of Wrexham and Charlton, and I think they might have quite a good season, but hopefully I'm wrong. Wowsy said, go get Woodman or Gunn on a free. I'd take Gunn probably. Like I said, we are doing a transfer video next week, which will come out. So have a look at that, and there might be a couple on there that I've mentioned already, or there might be some different. So, yeah, have a look at that as well. Colin Branfield, heard the club is spending money on a new sound system, Wi-Fi and floodlights. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Hopefully that's true, and hopefully the Wi-Fi is a little bit better in there as well. Ben Watkins said to Colin, I heard this on the tour at the CBS a few weeks ago. Nice, thank you very much. Nick Connor, thank you very much. Hello, Stu. Hello, Nick. Who would you sign as a keeper, and would you have Connor Chaplin back? I would keep Hadji Wright, missed 4 months of the season and got 12 goals. Need to play a forward, not a winger. I agree that he needs to play as a forward if we are going to keep him, as he plays as a number 9. I've got to see more work rate from him. When he's not scoring, you've still got to work, and he doesn't. I get your point that he missed. He did miss 4 months of the season, and I suppose that is something to take into consideration. But he was still poor against Sunderland at their place in the playoff semis. He should have done much better. He should have scored that header. And he just looked so lethargic, and I've seen that for a long, long time. Like I said, this is just my opinion. I know people that do like him as well, but I think for me, if we get anywhere close offered for the money, I think he goes. Personally, that's what I do. Glenn, Sky Blue Hub, thank you. Did you listen to the AD Vivash interview? And if so, what did you think? I didn't. I heard clips. It looked okay, but I haven't actually seen the full video. Not for any particular reason. I just didn't. So like I said, for the Shaw family, that GoFundMe page is still in our screens now if you want to donate and help them out. Danny said, Collins, Bidwell, Latty, Binks, Eccles, Allen, contract was to get a fee. Rafa, BTA, Bissett, loan. Right if fee is decent. Sims, keep. Dovin, Wilson, Jay De Silva, Thomas, Kitchen, Grimes, Redoni, Sheaf, Milan, Tats, Torp, Mason Clark. Can see MVE and Sheaf going if bids are right. Latty, look, I like Latty. I probably agree with you for the rest, but I like Latty. He can play in a number of positions. He is a solid defender. I know he has his mistakes. So I know he's not the quickest, but he does read the game. I would rather see him in midfield rather than in the back four or back three. But he's got, he can play right back, centre mid. He can play probably. I've seen him play either side of the central defence as well, on the left and on the right. So I think there is I think with Latty, Latty stays for me out of them, but I probably agree with the rest if I'm honest, and we can discuss it on the Twitter space when we can both have a say there on that as well, mate. Karen Murphy, I don't know if I've pronounced that right. Sorry if I haven't on YouTube. Championship again, ole ole. Jim is in a box. I don't know if you're a Sunderland fan. I'm not sure if you are. Glenn from Sky Blue Hub said, my keeper shout for next season is Owen Goodman from Palace on loan. Played for AFC Wimbledon last season. Lee Beckett on YouTube, do we go to a 4-1-3-2 to get the most out of Sims and Wright partnership? I think Sims is better in a 2 as well, by the way. I think if he plays even with Bissett and Thomas Asante, or even Haji Wright a little bit more, you might see the best out of both of them. So that might be the way to go. But I think when you play 2 up top, I know you're playing 3 anyway, but I just think that you'll Sakamoto and Mason Clark won't be as effective, I don't think. Back on track on YouTube, Wright always struggled to score away. That's true, he did. Jamie Farden, thank you very much on Facebook. Thoughts on interest in striker Jacobson from Preston? Yeah, I've mentioned that already. Somebody else has mentioned that. Like it. I do like it a lot. But if we're bringing somebody like that in, then probably a forward is going to go, even if that means Bissett on loan maybe, or we get rid of Sims or Haji Wright. Obviously, there's the conspiracy theories, isn't there, about Sims not playing the last few games, that being on 99 games and things like that. So, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, I like that. I do like the striker. He's young, he's 26, available on a free transfer as well. And he was good for Preston. I think he's a handful of a striker. I think he's quick as well. So, yeah, be a good signing if we get that over the line. Back on Track said, we can't afford any passengers now. We need to be ruthless. Exactly what I said on CWR when I was on Monday. We need to be ruthless. We can't have any passengers. Totally agree with that one. Thank you. Back on Track. Glenn Sky Blue Hub. I don't buy the Birmingham hype. I'm not convinced they'll be in a promotion picture. Don't think they'll be in a promotion picture just yet, but I think they will stay up, and I think they'll do okay. But we've got to make sure that we beat them home and away. Where's Handy? Thank you very much, Wes. Haven't spoken to you in a long time. Thank you very much. Wrexham will finish top 10. Birmingham top 6. Ipswich to win the league. Cov to finish 7th. Wes is always a downer. I know Wes quite well, but he's always a downer. Mark said, with the impending points deduction on Leicester and possibly Sheffield Wednesday, which size do you think may go down this season? The honest answer is, I don't think Leicester will, even if they get a points deduction. Sheffield Wednesday might do. If they do, depends. I think Stoke are going to be down there again. Again, it's difficult. I think Charlton are going to be down there. I think Charlton are going to struggle. I know they've got Matty Godden. Obviously, we love Matty Godden as well. But yeah, Yeah, I think maybe Sheff Wednesday, Charlton, and maybe Stoke as well. I don't know whether Robbins will be in a job or even keep them up if he does. Wellesley 43 on X. Thank you very much. A couple of comments coming in. Eccles, sell or loan? Probably sell for me. I think he's getting a little bit too old to go on loan. We need to get some money from him, I think, really. Binks has to go. He doesn't have to go. I just need to see more from him. But he didn't do what I thought he was going to do. I thought it would be an amazing signing, and it just felt a bit flat on its face. But the season did at the start anyway. But yeah. Danny says 24 goals between all four strikers this season. Sims 1 goal in 14 months at the CBS for a number 9 striker. Yeah, that's not good enough. We know it's not good enough. He knows it's not good enough. And he has got to put himself about a little bit more. He needs to come back like Vic did, and really hit the ground running and, start bullying defenders, because his tall is 6'3", 6'4", something like that. He seems like, I think he's deceptively quick as well, but he's got to be a little bit more rough and tumble and hold the ball up. Again, his first touch is awful. He's got to sort that out as well. How do you rate last season out of 10 by Mark Smith? Because of how we started, I'm going to give it a 7, 6.5, 7 out of 10, I think. But we've got to start off quicker. Nick Connor, thank you. Hello again, Stu. Don't think Sims and Asante gives you very much. I like Reece. As I asked you, have Connor Chaplin back? I need a good centre-half and goalkeeper, Nick. Would I have Connor Chaplin back? I'm going to say no. I don't like having players that have played for us before. I know people want Callum Wilson and stuff like that, but I wouldn't necessarily want Callum Wilson. I think he's a bit injury-prone. Would I turn it down if it happened? Probably not, because I think he'd score goals. But again, his injury record would concern me a little bit, even if you got somebody like that. But Connor Chaplin, yeah, I'm going to say no. We do need a good centre half. I would love Ben Mee. I don't think we'll get him. I think he'll go to probably Sheffield United or a Leicester or somewhere like that. That can probably offer him a bit more money than us. But Ben Mee would be absolutely perfect for us. That would be the sort of centre half, and I would give Ben Mee the armband. James has mentioned, would you give Grimes the armband next season? The honest answer is probably yes. I think as a leader, he's always available. Touch wood, he will be next year as well. So yeah, I would probably give him the armband. Glenn on Facebook said, "What's your favourite Clive Eakin memory?" And I mentioned that there was a question on CWR on Monday, and mine would be probably the Victor Gyökeres goal. I can't remember who we were playing. I couldn't remember on Monday who we were playing, to be fair. And it was his goal when he turned away from the halfway line and he just kept on running. He scored, or the Wolves goal as well when we beat them in the quarter final of the FA Cup last year. Danny S. White said, "Start is key next season. Last 3 seasons, start has made us play catch-up for the remaining games. I'm expecting a stronger start this season." I'm not expecting. I'm hoping, because you just never know what happens. But yeah, a stronger start would be nice. Wes said, "Better that way, then don't get disappointed." Very true, but you still need a little bit of optimism, Wes. Come on, get behind the boys. Mark said, "Do you think Lampard is under pressure to deliver a playoff spot this upcoming season?" No, I don't think he's under pressure. I think people will automatically assume he is, because he's been in half a season and he got us there. So why wouldn't he get us there again? I just think with the teams coming down and the teams coming up in Birmingham and Wrexham especially, I think it's a harder division. You've still got Sheffield United, Norwich. Norwich have just changed managers. They've got Bristol City's old manager now. So there's going to be a lot of swapping and changing. So you never know. But I think, as I've said and as Dan has just said, the start is important this year and not to fall behind too early. But no, I don't think he's under pressure. I think he'll be okay. Wigan is the game. Thank you very much. Colin said on YouTube, do you think the home shirts will be on sale as last 2 seasons it was 2 weeks before kickoff? I would like it to be a little bit earlier because it just gives everybody more time to try and get one. But yeah, I think this woman from PSG, what was her name again? Let me go back to what Mark told me it was, because I can't remember. I've already forgotten what it is, Mark. I'm absolutely useless. Nicola Ibbotson, thank you. I think Nicola has come in to hopefully sort that kind of thing out, I think she's got something to do with retail and stuff, and commercial. So yeah, I think that might be done a little bit earlier this time, hopefully. But if it's not, look, Doug King's not stupid. There'll be a scramble for it. People will be getting them off the shelves, and everybody will get one anyway. So it will be fine. Glenn said, will we sell 24,000 season tickets? The honest answer is I think yes, we will, especially because there's a waiting list. For the first time ever, there's a waiting list to be a Coventry City season ticket holder. So yeah, I think we sell out. I think things are looking up, and yeah, I'm very excited. And Mark said, "Are you excited for the Real Betis friendly in July?" I am. I think it's a great pre-season friendly at home as well, and I think there might be another good home tie just towards the end of the season. Hopefully we'll have 2 good ties, but we'll have to wait and see. Thoughts on a waiting list for Cov season tickets? I think it's brilliant. I think it shows that we're growing as a club, Danny. I'm surprised that we've got a waiting list, in all honesty. I'd always love to say that there was a waiting list. But yeah, I think it doesn't miss a trick though, does he? Because there's a £10 non-refundable charge on there just to be on the waiting list. So he's making money for people that's on the waiting list. Just make people, I think Ben said it on CWR on Monday as well, that people that are on the edges of shall I get one, shan't I get one, knowing that there's a waiting list, it's going to make people think, well, actually, I better get one because at least I've got one. If we go up, then it's easier to get than waiting and being worried that they're not actually going to be able to get one. So yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea, and yeah, I think we sell the 24,000 as well. So yeah, nice. Yeah, Danny. I've been. This has all been quiet. This, and I'm going to put this one up. Right, I'm going to put this question up. I'm going to hide that one, and I'm going to bring this one in. So Danny said on Facebook, "Are you worried about no stadium deal announced yet and a potential fine by the EFL?" So I think this has gone under the radar a little bit, and everyone's excited for the transfers and things like that, which is fine. And I've mentioned it now for the past 3 or 4 weeks about having no deal in place. Now, I think they've only got until the end of, I don't know, I might be wrong, it might be June or July, that they have to have a new deal in place, a new 10-year deal. I'm hoping everything's on the quiet because there's going to be some big news that we've bought the stadium from Mike Ashley. That's what I would ideally love to happen. Because if that Colin Brenfield's just said, got to be done by June the 6th. Bloody hell, well, it's the 4th, so 2 days. So it's not looking good. So there's got to be an announcement in the next day or two, obviously. I would like to think that it's a deal of buying the stadium and having the stadium finally. Because if it's not, why are you waiting? What's the point in waiting for nothing, really? Just announce that we've got a 10-year deal so we don't get fined. But that's what I'm worried about. So yes, I am. Especially if that is true, Colin, that it is the 6th of June that the deal needs to be done for. I thought it was the end. I thought it was an end of a month, whether it was June or July. I weren't too sure. But if it's done by 6th of the June, then I just don't know what they're waiting for. If there's not a big announcement and they just come out tomorrow and say, we've got a new 10-year deal, I'm sure that they already knew that they had that a week ago. And why wait until, the 12th hour to do it? I don't get it. I can only assume that they're waiting to make a big announcement to say that we've finally got the club back, or the stadium back. I don't think we have, but I would love that to happen. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a good question, Danny. And like I said, I've mentioned it a few weeks now, and it's gone under the radar a little bit for me. Nobody's spoken about it enough to try and get any answers. Mark Smith has just said needs CWR to interview Doug King to find out what's going on. Yeah, I don't think you'll get that, if, in all honesty. Our sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, has just come up, just piped up. Let's put him on. But the stadium, are you on the beer? But the stadium, are you on the beer? No, I'm not on the beer. But I'm hoping that we can, Lloyd. This is Lloyd Wright, ladies and gentlemen. He's our sponsor. He's a brilliant guy. He can do steel fabrication work up and down the country, but mainly the Coventry and Warwickshire area. But he's a great guy. So if you do need any steel fabrication doing, then let him know. He's just said, buy the stadium are on the buy. What? I don't get what you mean, Lloyd, on that one. Buy the stadium. Sorry, buy the stadium, are you on the beer? Finally, we got it right. I'm not on the beer. I am literally just on Coke. Coca-Cola, that is, Pepsi. But look, my point is, I don't think they have bought the stadium. I would love it, but I just don't see the point. If there needs to be an announcement, what's the point in waiting? That's my point, Lloyd. I don't see the point in waiting because they'd already know that they should already know that they've got a deal if it is the 6th of June. So yeah, that's my point. Is I'm hoping that they're waiting to say that we have got the stadium. I don't think we have, but that's what I'm hoping. Mark Smith said, I hope to do some live shows at the Tavern next season as I move into rugby this summer. Congratulations on the move, Mark. Well done. And can't wait for the live shows from the Tavern. That would be great. Wellesley 43, how much would the CBS cost Doug? Well, it's probably gone up slightly if we were to buy it, because when the Fraser Group did buy it out, I think they bought it for 15 million, didn't they? I think, or something like that. And Doug King had 25. So it's probably gone up slightly. So I would probably say that he needs 30 million to buy it. Maybe that's why the 15 million has come into play in this, in this weird way. But again, you'll have to wait and see. Someone put on the fans forum that Doug King has put 15 million to the club this week. Do you think that's true? Yes. I say yes, but I haven't read the whole thing. There is something that's come out to say that that Doug's put 15 million in. I hope it is true, and I hope maybe that it's to do with maybe the CBS. Who knows? Maybe that's why he's put the 15 million in. Colin Branfield, 19 million. Oh, did they buy it for 19 million? Is that what you're saying? Okay, maybe. Danny's just said, maybe the 15 million generated by King is to pay the EFL fine. Maybe, Danny, maybe. I know you're always glass half empty where I'm half full, but somewhere in the middle, we find that common ground, don't we? So, yeah, any other questions? Anything else you want to talk about? Any other transfers that you'd like to see? Who else? Who would you want to see in Lee Beckett? I've tagged you in X post about the share sale. Thank you very much. I'll have a look at that after I finish. Thank you very much, Lee. Have the club confirmed we're going to Portugal pre-season? I haven't seen anything, unless somebody knows something else, but I haven't seen anything about pre-season. The only thing I've seen is Bristol Rovers, I think, and Real Betis at home. Adam Smith. Hi, Adam. I hope you're okay, buddy. On Facebook, what home fixture are you looking most? I'll start again on that one. Sorry, Adam. What home fixture are you most looking forward to next season? Yeah, somebody asked me that earlier. Probably M69 Derby. They're always good. Who else? M69 Derby. Derby. That's another good one. I didn't mention that earlier. They're always feisty games. Birmingham. Wrexham. I'd love to get one over on Wrexham as well. And obviously Sheffield United at home. But yeah, would you welcome Callum Doyle back? I'd love to see him back. I would have Callum Doyle in a heartbeat. Said it last year and I'll say it again this year. If we got Callum Doyle, I would be over the moon. I think he's matured a bit more. He's a great defender. He's quick. I could see him and Bobby Thomas forming a great partnership together. So yeah, I think he could help Jay De Silva out a bit more as well. I think he gets exposed a little bit sometimes, maybe by Kitchen sometimes. But look, Kitchen had a good, towards the end, he was starting to have better games and him and Bobby Thomas formed a good partnership. But yeah, I'd have Callum Doyle back in a heartbeat. Definitely. So if you are watching on YouTube and you're not already, please go and like and subscribe. It is much appreciated. As I've mentioned before, we have teamed up now with the Sports Social Network, so this will be a podcast as well. So please go and rate us 5 stars. You can get us on all podcasts platforms, so Amazon, Spotify, wherever else that you get your podcasts from, and go and rate us 5 stars. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Please go and like and subscribe. Keep hitting them likes, keep liking us and loving us. It is much appreciated, and all of us at All Things Sky Blue, we try our hardest all the time to do our best, and that's all we can do. Mark Smith, I think Doug King deserves credit with the pricing for the season tickets this season. Fair, in my opinion. Yeah, I do as well. I know Lloyd might say a little bit different, but because he's in the family stand, but he's happy with it. I hope you sorted your season ticket out, by the way, Lloyd, if you're still watching and listening. And if you haven't, go and sort it. Because you need to make sure that Rachel's sitting next to you and not too far away. So go and sort that out. But yeah, Also, if you want to be part of All Things Sky Blue followers, we have a WhatsApp group as well. Just send us a notion in there, and we talk about not just Coventry. There's other things that we talk about as well, and we do have get-togethers and things. So yeah. Why do Ticketmaster charge £8 admin fee? I take this is out of the club's hands. I presume it is. I presume that it's just a fee that they, for some strange reason, they feel that they can charge £8. I think it's extortionate. I think it don't need to be that. They shouldn't be charging anything, especially when it's going on to your actual ticket and you're not getting a new. If you were getting a new season ticket because you were changing seats or something like that I did last year, then yes, I kind of get it, having that admin fee. But when it's literally just going straight onto your same season ticket because you haven't changed seats, you've paid the same price, there should be no charge. I would imagine it is out of the club's hands. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. What away games do you fancy travelling this season? I'd like to go to Wrexham. I wouldn't mind going to that stadium. Never been there before, so that's good. Where else? It depends. It's hard for me, especially on a Saturday. It's hard. So I would have to go to more. I'm going to try and go to more midweek games, like I did last year. I did go to a few more midweek games, but if it's an important game or something like that, then obviously I'll go on a Saturday. But yeah, there's a few. I would probably say Wrexham is the one that I would probably want to go to the most if I can this year. Not sure why, no particular reason. But yeah, Wrexham, unfortunately. Martin on YouTube, would you sell Ben Sheaf if a good offer came in? Yeah, I've said this one already. If you could guarantee me, Martin, that Ben Sheaf was going to be fit for 90% of the season, I wouldn't sell him. I'd keep him. But you can't. So I think because of his record and he is a little bit older, then I think you cash in now. Personally, as long as there's a good enough replacement to come in, obviously. Adam, are there any young talent at the club likely to break into the first team? Yeah, I think there's, Kai Andrews came back from a really good loan at Motherwell. He was, I think he was named man of the match in the Rangers game. He got called up to the Wales full squad, and then he's just been put down to the under-21s. So I think he's training with them. So that's good for him as well. He's there with, obviously, De Silva. So Kai Andrews, I think it's a big season for him. Can he go to the next level? I think Justin Obikwu as well. I think that's a big call, and to see what he can do. He had an okay loan at Grimsby, scored a few goals, got injured, come back, scored a few goals. So I think he'll be an interesting one. So Justin Obikwu and Kai Andrews, they're probably the two standout. But you've got Marco Roos de Trollo, I think, has just come back as well. I think there's big things for Bell. You might see a bit more of Bell as well next year, if Collins goes especially. So, yeah, it'll be interesting again to see if the youngsters can break through. I don't think there's many, but I think there's a few. Stansfield, I think, as well, was on the bench towards the end of the season a little bit. Maybe he can break through. Paul Twister, thank you very much on Facebook. Shout out to Steve Presley, did a good job in keeping Cov up. How do you think he will do? Yeah, he's just been named Dundee manager, I think, hasn't he? Dundee United, is that right? Yeah, I think he'll do. I think he'll do okay. Look, it's tough in Scotland, isn't it? Because obviously you've got Celtic, and then you've got Rangers, and then you've got Motherwell and other teams. I hope he does well. So yeah, shout out to Steve Presley. Thank you very much from Paul. Colin said on YouTube, Sheffield Wednesday in big trouble in trouble big time, as EFL looking at not paying full wages for 2 months, and they got 2 weeks to reply to the FA. Look, I think them and Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester, they're both being looked into, aren't they? So, yeah, have to wait and see. Paul Twister again. New kit, any rumours? No, haven't heard anything. You always see the, I can't remember what they're called now. Oh, the word's gone out of my head, sorry. I'll come back to that one. But no rumours yet. Rob Scott. Hi, Rob. So he said, Doug's put prices up by a lot for the kids. Every season, my kids' season ticket have gone up to 130 each over the last 2 seasons. I hope he's going to give Lamps a decent transfer kitty with these price increases. I hope Concept, thank you, Cov Concept, ticket, shirts. Yeah, thank you, Lee. Cheers, mate. I think he will give him a decent. I know it's not easy, Rob, for everybody, but look, we want better players. So, unfortunately, things have got to go up over time. It's a shame, but that needs to happen so we can get better players and get better wages and hopefully get to the Premier League. What do you think about the Carrick signing? To be fair, right, so Carrick, I like Carrick a lot. I thought he was a good manager, good coach. Am I surprised? No, because I think they expect more. But I think he'll go somewhere else. And I think he'll do a good job somewhere else. I think he's a good coach. I know, obviously, he's not really ever beaten us. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm probably more surprised that Manning's gone Norwich. In all honesty, Bristol City got them to a playoff semi-final. Yeah, I know they got a little bit thumped, didn't they, by Sheffield United, but they still got there. He's going to a Norwich side that might not have Sargent, they might not have Borja Signs. They haven't got Gunn there anymore either. A little bit of uncertainty. So it's a weird one. So yeah, last few questions then, as we're coming up for an hour. And then I will go when we hit just over the hour mark if there's no other questions coming in. Mark said, are you worried about that Redoni may join a Prem side? Well, as long as he only joins a Prem side, no, because I think if he joins a Prem side, then they've paid the money to get him. And what we can reinvest in that money. Look, I don't want to get rid of Redoni. Let me make that clear. I want Redoni to stay. But if somebody offers, between 20 and 30 million, I think it's hard to turn down. And just like what we did with Vic's money and Hamer's money, we got a Redoni, didn't we, with that money? So, yeah, we'll have to see if we could do something else. But I don't want to get rid of him. I would probably rather get rid of Milan and Sheaf and keep Redoni. If we got rid of Redoni, I would want to keep Sheaf and Milan. We only get rid of either Redoni or we get rid of Sheaf and Milan. If we could keep all three, brilliant. I don't think we will. But if we could keep all three, that would be amazing. Colin said, great show again, mate. Thank you very much, Colin. Much appreciated for coming on. Paul Twister said, Sheffield United kept tabs on Peterborough left back Harley Mills. According to their chairman, Dara McAntony, could be a good shout. I'm presuming, what do you think? Yeah, he replaced Harley Mills. Replaced, obviously, Burrows went to Sheffield United. Sheffield United were worried that Burrows might go somewhere else. before, obviously, the transfer window ends. Now, you've got to remember, it's open now until what? I think it's the 10th, and then it's closed for 6 days, and then it opens again. So, there's going to be a lot of wheeling and dealing, and, everyone at the moment is taking things a little bit slower. I would still like to see it as to get somebody over the line, just to see, again, the type of player Lampard wants to bring in. But look, nobody else is doing much. So if everybody else was buying and signing players, then I'd be a little bit more worried that we were being a bit slow again. But I think that they're doing things in the background, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we're just over the hour mark then, guys. If there's no other questions or shout-outs, I'll give it another couple of minutes just to see. But once again, just remember where you can find us. We are available on X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications, and we're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar and the Sky Blue Tavern. And we are in association with Coventry Ladies as well. If you watch us on YouTube, please go and like and subscribe. And if you listen to us on a podcast, please go and rate us 5 stars. It is much appreciated. And remember to, on YouTube, go and like and subscribe. Lee has said, just quickly come in and said, anyone who you would like to sign? Anybody who I'd like to sign? You know what? I know we're in the probably in the market for a right back, and I know we've been linked with Chelsea youngsters. Obviously, they're linked with Lampard and Kessler Hayden as well. But I would actually like to us to go and try and get Dyke Steele, who's left Middlesbrough, on a free transfer. I think he would be a good deal. So if we could keep Milan, say for instance, and have Dyke Steele, or if we get rid of Milan, get Dyke Steele and Kessler Hayden, I think them two would be a really good right back partnership. So yeah, something like that. That's what I would like to see. I'd like us to be really strong in that department, because Milan had a lot of work to do last season on his own, and I think he suffered from that a little bit towards the end. Colin said, see, Vic Price has gone down to 55 million as a gentleman's agreement. I did see that. A little bit disappointing. I'm hoping things might change with that and we might get a little bit more. But look, at least we get something, because if Gus goes as well, I believe we get a little something from Gus as well. So you never know. Paul Twistout, great show. Watching in Italy. Anything lined up during pre-season for the show? Yep, we're recording next week. We're going to be talking about the goalkeeper and the full-back positions. So look out for that, and we're doing other things as well. Join us on X on our space on Sunday night at 9:00. I'm not sure of the time difference actually, but it's on at 9:00 UK time, 9 till 10. X Space Sunday night. Have a listen to that as well. I'm going to put this up because I think this is really amazing. I've been speaking to Lloydie for a couple of days now, and he said, Right Steel Fabrications can confirm that we've reached a deal to sponsor you boys again next season. Thank you very much, Lloyd. Just what I wanted to hear. I will be in touch with details. Much appreciated, fella. Thank you very much. Sorry about that one. Back on track said, do you think we will have to overpay on new signings again to get them in? I don't think we've really overpaid. I think everybody is pretty much, apart from maybe, this season, Hadji Wright and Sims, they may not have lived up to their price tags. But if you look at Radoni, he's lived up to his price tag, very much so, and more. I think Kitchen started to repay that a little bit as well. Who else? Brandon Thomas Asante, did we get on a free transfer, I think? Bissett probably not lived up to it. I think it's about 50-50 whether we overpay slightly. But look, Sims is still only 23. Bissett's, 20, 21, still young, still raw. And I think there's still a lot of work to do. So, thank you, Lee. Mason Clark as well. He's lived up to it as well. Do you stick with Wilson or bring in a new keeper for the start of the season? I've said it many, many times, and I will keep saying it to anybody that asks me the question. We sign a number one goalkeeper. We can't rely on Dovin coming back fit straight away when he's back. We can't rely on it. So we have to make sure that we've got a number one goalkeeper. So we go out and get a number one for me. Mark Smith said, Lloyd Wright, that's great news. Thanks for the support of our local podcast YouTube channel. Yeah, I echo that as well. And like I said, I will speak to you shortly. I'll speak to you tomorrow about that, mate, anyway. But thank you very much, Lloyd. So on that note, we've just been going over an hour now. So thank you to anyone that's listened, anyone that's commented, Lee, Mark, Glenn, Tynan. Hi, Tynan. I saw you at Sunderland. Thank you very much. Brandon Thomas Asante, 2.3 million. Good value for useful, versatile option across all the front four. Yeah, kind of agree with that. A little bit like Latty as well for the defence. But like I said, I think we're about 50-50. So I am going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Join us on our X Space on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. But on that note, peace out. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. I don't know why I did that, but thanks.